There is a silent force that moves the world, and most people go their whole lives unaware of it. They talk too much, explain too much, justify too much, and in the middle of all that noise, they lose the real game. The magnetic game. The one you don't win with words, but with energy. The field where your vibration speaks before your mouth even opens, where what you give off defines what you attract, and what you keep silent transforms what you experience. Have you ever felt that something inside you had great power, but it faded when you tried to explain it or defend yourself? Have you ever noticed how certain people take control of a room just by being there, while others shout to be seen but still remain invisible? That's not a coincidence. That's frequency. That's field. And in this video, you'll understand how becoming energetically silent is an act of spiritual and magnetic mastery. Most people live in a state of reaction, trying to fix the world outside without realizing they're already inside a game that operates under invisible laws. Laws of energy, vibration, and frequency. This game doesn't depend on status, appearance, or titles. It responds to who you are at your core. What you deeply feel, what you think when you're alone, what you radiate when no one is watching. Reality doesn't respond to your rational will, but to the energetic signature you carry in this very moment. Your magnetic field, fueled by your emotions, thoughts, and level of consciousness, is constantly sending out signals and attracting matching responses. If you emit fear, you find more reasons to be afraid. If you vibrate in abundance, the field rearranges situations so that abundance can reach you. Jung would call this synchronicity. Neville Goddard would call it consciousness creating form. Quantum physics would call it the collapse of the wave function through observation. The name doesn't matter. You're playing the game all the time. The question is, are you playing it consciously or being played by it? And the first step to taking control is silencing the external noise, because the voice that truly creates reality doesn't shout. It vibrates. Silence is not about hiding. It's about taking your place at the center of your own energy field. In a world where everyone is shouting for attention, the one who masters silence naturally becomes magnetic. Because true silence, the kind that comes from within, is pure presence. It is vibrational density. It is effortless authority. There is a huge difference between the silence of fear and the silence of mastery. The first is retreat. The second is power. A body in silence, aligned with its center, creates a vibration so intense that it changes the environment around it without needing a single word. This is subtle physics. This is natural law. Rudolf Steiner said that the awakened human being is the one who has learned to be silent in the noise and listen to the invisible. Because when we speak too much, we disconnect from the highest language, feeling. The field of intuition, of higher consciousness, can only be accessed when the noise of the ego is quieted. So silence is a spiritual act of power. When you are silent, you hear what's behind the words. When you are silent, you sense what others are vibrating, even if they say nothing at all. And this is where true influence begins. The ability to feel the energy behind the speech, to respond to what is hidden beneath the words. Those who talk too much give away their own energetic code. They explain, justify, seek validation. Those who are silent with awareness send out an enigmatic and coherent vibration. And it is that silent coherence that naturally attracts everything that is in resonance with it. Silence is the space where vibration takes form. The field speaks for you. Nikola Tesla said that to understand the universe, we must think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Everything in the universe vibrates. Everything emits a frequency, including you. The way you feel, think, and perceive is creating a vibrational field that extends beyond your physical body. This field acts like a transmitter. It sends out signals to the universe and receives matching responses. In this way, your outer life is a reflection of what you vibrate internally. This isn't about superficial positive thinking. It's about energetic coherence. You can say out loud that you want prosperity, but if you carry resentment, fear, or scarcity in your emotional field, the dominant frequency will be one of lack. And that is what will show up. Reality doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you hold energetically. And the universe never fails in its vibrational response. When you understand that your current frequency is shaping events, encounters, and circumstances, you begin to take an active role in creating your reality. Joseph Campbell said that when you follow the path of your soul, doors open where there were only walls. These doors open because your vibration changes, and with it, the world changes too. Pay attention to your own frequency because it silently determines what you will attract or repel. True magnetism emerges. It arises naturally when there is deep alignment between what you think, feel, and do. This inner coherence creates a stable, solid, and authentic vibrational field, and that is irresistible to the universe. Incoherent people fluctuate energetically. They desire one thing but act in another direction. They talk about abundance but nurture thoughts of scarcity. They say they love, but live on the defensive. This dissonance creates noise in the vibrational field. And where there is noise, there is no clarity. Without clarity, manifestation weakens. When you are at peace with your choices, when your thoughts align with your feelings and your actions reflect that harmony, you enter a state of silent magnetic power. You become a clear channel through which energy flows without interruption. Carl Jung taught us that a human being only becomes whole when they confront and integrate their shadow. Inner coherence is born from that deep acceptance of everything you are, both light and shadow. And by accepting it, you become whole. And what is whole attracts, because there is no more resistance. True magnetism is the reflection of a soul at peace with itself. The human mind is highly influenceable. From childhood, we are conditioned by words, beliefs, images, and experiences that shape our perception of reality. These impressions form an invisible structure of automatic thinking, a constant noise that operates below the level of consciousness. It is this noise that distorts our vibration. Many people live trapped in narratives implanted by families, schools, religions, media, and social groups. Deprogramming is the process of silencing these noises, not through repression but through presence. When you begin to observe your thoughts without identifying with them, a shift begins. You stop being controlled by the automatic flow and start to have a choice over what you feed energetically. Silencing the impulses to react, to judge automatically, to repeat unconsciously, is an act of energetic sovereignty. It is in this mental silence that consciousness becomes clear. And a clear consciousness is a creative consciousness. To deprogram is to allow your vibration to return to its natural state. And where there is naturalness, there is truth. Where there is truth, there is magnetic power. The reality you live in is not as solid as it seems. It is plastic, fluid, and responsive. It is shaped by invisible layers of intention, perception, and vibration. And the more aware you become of this dynamic, the more you can influence it. Quantum physics has already shown us that the observer affects the experiment. The way you observe, feel, and interpret an event changes how that event unfolds. Carl Jung contributed to this understanding with the concept of synchronicity. Events that are connected not by direct cause, but by shared meaning. When you raise your frequency, you begin to attract experiences that resonate with this new field. The invisible force that surrounds you, and that also radiates from you, responds with complete accuracy to the vibration you maintain. Shaping reality is not an external act. It is an internal fine-tuning. Raising yourself to a state where the world reorganizes itself around you. When your vibration is high, stable, and coherent, your field speaks for you. And the most powerful communicator is the one who has learned to silence their voice and let the field speak first. We live in an age of excessive talking. Opinions, judgments, justifications, and constant noise. But in this ocean of voices, those who learn to communicate energetically stand out effortlessly. They're the kind of people who walk into a room and immediately shift the atmosphere, just with their presence. Ramana Maharshi said that the truest teaching is the one delivered in silence, because presence carries a frequency, and that frequency is absorbed even before conscious listening begins. Vibration comes before language. It already says everything before any word is spoken. You are no longer vibrating to be accepted, admired, or understood. You are vibrating because you are full within yourself. And that fullness creates a field that touches, inspires, calms, and uplifts. When you come into harmony with your essence, when you stop reacting to the world and start radiating from the inside out, you become a transformative field. And that field is more effective than 1,000 speeches. Less talk, more presence. Less effort, more coherence. Less explaining, more vibrating. This is the new code of energetic leadership. This is how you win the magnetic game. Winning is a vibrational state. It's not about conquering others, but about conquering yourself, becoming more conscious, more present, more connected to your center. Victory happens when you stop trying to control reality and begin to live in harmony with the subtle laws that govern all things. It's when you no longer get pulled by the energy of the crowd, by the urgency of the ego, by programmed impulses. It's when you hold your own field, even in the middle of chaos. This is true spiritual mastery, rising to the point where you no longer need to control anything, just being. And in that being, everything is already included. In the magnetic game of reality, everything you seek is already resonating somewhere in the universe, and your only task is to vibrate at the frequency where that is already real. To be silent is to return to your center. To rise is to align with your own field of power. Presence is your energetic signature. And when you tune it to truth, the world responds with precision. If this message resonated with you, remember to integrate it into your daily life. Observe more, react less. Be silent more, vibrate better. And allow reality to reorganize around you, naturally. Subscribe to keep diving deeper into the hidden codes of consciousness. Like, comment, and share with those who are ready to quiet the noise and awaken to the real field where life truly happens. The invisible field of energy.